Sideline of ball. Late winner's doing it. They're gonna take. He's gonna bring down 30. Alone with a double kill. Dropping fast. Monopoint's there. He's still alive. Wait, 2 seconds left. He's going one time. He's going a second. He's taking it. Oh my God! On 3. They're all dead.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Summit 2 by G2A.com C Division. We have made it into the what could be potentially last match of all of the C region.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Until like later today or tomorrow when games resume for other tournaments. But
yeah,
this could be the end of the Summit 2 SEA unless First Departure can pull it together.
And one of these two teams, yeah. First Departure, who are down 2 games, Invasion coming out strong in both of them. There was a moment there where First Departure looked pretty good with their unorthodox Miracle Enchantress mid lane, but ultimately it was still all Invasion. And
there was no miracle in that lane to be had, like, because I guess the thing is Enchantress does dominate right clickers, but Brewmaster's clap, so just clap for CS. You still get that occasional crit on creeps. You don't have to harass Enchantress, you just ignore her. She couldn't do anything. So I overall feel like they've been heavily outdrafted in both games. In game number 1, Invasion just ran them over with the Razor, which clearly they were not prepared for. They should have been, because they lost to it yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, twice in a row. And then in game number 2, they just got run over by some alternate pushing heroes. The Jakiro was picked up, the Viper was snapped up, the Brewmaster. Clearly Invasion like their 5-man Dota, their pushing-oriented Dota, their group up and fight, and First Departure just can't seem to find an answer to it.
Yeah, to be honest, from what I've seen from Invasion already, and I already admitted I hadn't seen a lot from them, being with some of the other regions, but they seem like it could be a little vanilla. It's not too spicy as far as grabs, but they execute very nicely. It's very robotic, I almost want to say, but they're able to get the job done with those kind of lineups. They're really taking advantage of what the meta seems to be, and they're just going with that. They're not going to be ones to go with Enchantress or try to just think outside the box. They know what works, and they're going to keep at it here, so we won't hold back any further ado. Go right into the draft. You can see they're just flying through it. We already have the first 3 picks here. Invasion get a hold of Tidehunter, Razor, Jakiro. Nothing too crazy with that one. So we're going to see potentially again ADTR repping another fantastic Jakiro with those Ice Paths rather. First Departure, Viper, Skywrath Mage, and a Lich.
So 0 D push again, 0 wave clear. Unless you want to count Chain Frost.
No stun at all.
No stuns.
Classic First Departure.
They got to win their lanes. If they don't win their lanes, they're just screwed. Or, I mean, unless these 2 picks are really remarkably good at addressing all those issues.
Do you get the Faceless Void here? It's still out and available, and you have a Skywrath Mage. Viper can do a lot from the outside.
Void would be nice here. Obviously sets up well for Skywrath and Lich, but Void is not so great against Jakiro and Razor. They're going to go Zeus.
More magic damage, more no stun, though.
They just want to blow heroes up immediately before they can use their mech or BKBs. I don't know, man.
This is your tournament life on the line if you're First Departure.
And they're just YOLOing it.
Miracle, and you're like, Enchantress didn't work.
How many times?
How about Zeus?
All right, we gotta look at the stats.
And this is a core Zeus. Lich and Skywrath already grabbed it, unless they're playing on just doing
unless it's a core Lich or something.
Or they do a mid lane
We did see
Skywrath,
Fly Run.
and they switch it around, but Zeus.
Let's see.
Man, oh man, I'm also curious. I know you're looking up right now as far as the last time they ran it, how they ran it is also something. Invasion, they have like I expect, they already know what works. They had a good thing going. Let's just keep that thing going. Witch Doctor.
No Zeus games.
No, never.
At least not according to Dota or Dota Dat Dota.
On games where it matters.
No games at all on Dat Dota. So.
Why not now, LD? Of all the times. This could be our
Is Zeus really that good this game, though? Because you're up against... I mean, you're up against heroes that are built tanky normally. Tidehunter is tanky. Razor builds BKB. Ags. Jakiro is pretty decent HP. It could be good. I mean, they need something to tie this together, though. Like a Centaur, a Void...
I mean, there is a bit of magic amplification with your Skywrath Mage.
There's just no setup here, though. They'll go for Ember. Oh, it's an okay setup.
But that's the closest now you have to a stun is those chains. Which that also
what
is
are these
not always
lanes
reliable.
Gonna be? So what are they doing? I guess
someone's
Lich
gotta go
Ember.
What if it's Lich offlane
Was it that
Zeus Skywrath
the
support?
legendary offlane Zeus? I think didn't EG run an offlane Zeus?
Yeah, Universe has ran an offlane Zeus. It's been a bit hit or miss.
Not going to be fun against this Razor or Tidehunter, though. I can tell you that right now. Or Jakiro. All their cores just wreck Zeus and lane. Hey, I got in the game again.
Hey, welcome back.
By the way, guys, the story of my night tonight for SEA has been spending all my time reconnecting to the game because it keeps on dropping me. So, sorry if I'm a little discombobulated.
I'm sure they
par for the
saw
course
me
with
drop
yours
already,
truly.
and then our production value at the start. It's been an interesting night of server work, but
it could be an okay Ember game. In the mid game, there's really not much lockdown for him aside from that Blink Ravage.
I don't know. To me, it just seems
just
like
such
they
a weird
pick
draft.
what they feel, and it's like there's no rhyme or reason. Like Ember
It's
would
a
be picked up to like
draft,
get rid of illusion grabs and clear out heavy pushes, which Invasion kind of have a bit of, but not like a lot of huge creeps.
It's a very random schizophrenic draft, to me at least. There's
to me as well, like Viper is not really, I guess, going against Razor, but we don't even know how the lanes are going to work. Zeus and Ember, both also big mid laners.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, we'll be mid laner.
Maybe we're just cranky because it's 6 in the morning here, but I'm not feeling it with this first departure draft right now.
I'm just looking at this, doesn't feel like this could be potentially the last game, the game that puts Invasion into the LAN final. And First Departure's valiant effort to not be taken out here and be able to live on to take it to game number 5 to make their own comeback. And we'll see here as Miracle's going to be the early grab on your Ember Spirit.
Oh, this is so
It's
scary.
looking like a
What
core
is
Zeus.
Dude, look at this lineup.
Offlane Viper.
How do they stop a push? The only way they stop pushes is if they just blow heroes up before they even group up. They have Ember to clear waves. That is it. So
Arc
first,
Lightning.
that Max Arc Lightning build. Yeah, it's not terrible. It's a bit underrated as deep push goes, but the thing is, there will be a mech on this Invasion team. Like, they've built it first almost every game. They will have Jakiro, who will always damage towers. Even if he ends up dying, he'll still get that liquid fire off. And they have the heal from the Witch Doctor, no H Apparition, so that will be flowing the entire time. I think First Departure could definitely win this, but they need somebody to snowball. The Ember, the Zeus, maybe even the Skywrath. But one of those three has to kind of go off. If none of them do, and Invasion get their core items and just start deathballing, the other thing is First Departure don't even split push. So
we'll have to see if they have.
Well, I mean, they don't
here.
kill towers. They do split push with the Ember.
It's just very intriguing kind of a lineup for this kind of team that just put together such an impressive series previously to that. They're already at match point here for Invasion. We'll hop into this one. It's the Summit 2 by G2A.com, and we'll find out if Invasion are going to be the team to take it all the way, or if it's First Departure who will take their first step at a bit of a comeback, and already what has been such an incredible, like, Cinderella story for this team to make it this far as it is. So we'll see if they have the stuff here leading off your introductions ready inside First Departure. It's Lubby playing your support Lich. He's going to be what looks like hand-in-hand with Hana, who's going to be playing your off-lane Viper. Mid, it's going to be Polosun playing those, or Polosun? Is that what you say?
I say Polosun. I don't think that's right. I think it's Polosun, but I don't.
Polosun.
I said it like Poisson, which is the...
Poisson.
I used to say it like Poisson, which is the French word for fish, which I'm like pretty sure it's not, but...
I don't think so either.
Poloson.
Your fish man. He's
Poloson.
Gonna be
I
playing.
am Zeus.
Poloson, he's going to go against the Razor, what looks like in the mid lane. And for bottom, that rounds out your 2-1-2 lineup here for First Departure. It's Miracle stepping away from the mid lane for the first time in quite a while, playing your Ember. He's going to be side by side with a Luca on your zoning Skywrath Mage. LD, I know you're still trying to desperately connect to your side, but if you want to...
I'll backseat drive here.
Yeah, go for it, buddy.
All right, we've got Ghost playing the off-lane Nature's Prophet. In the mid lane, we have the Razor. It could cheek Emba's hand again, and this is a draft EG would never be allowed to have, as the going in top lane onto Hana. First blood, easily claimed. Them bounces too good. Well, that's not a good start. For a lineup that needs to snowball, this is snowballing the other way. FCFZ on your Tidehunter. Okay. Once again, the Witch Doctor, and that leaves the Jakiro for ADTR. Razor Jakiro on the same team. If this were EG, it'd just GG out already. But yeah, Invasion run this same type of strat that we see a lot out of the old, that we saw a lot out of Newbie in the past, the TI4. Avicii, hey, I'm back in the game.
Welcome back, Frank.
They run it pretty well. Maybe not quite as well as those teams, but they're definitely solid at it. And it is very scary. It's a bit harder to execute as quickly, just because this version, you've got like the extra glyphs to work with, and the tier 2s are a bit stronger. But, I mean, overall, you could definitely still make it work, especially when enemy team is no D-push. So, yeah, looking for Miracle to go off. Maybe it's Polasson that does, but somebody's got to do it.
And we'll have to find out who that person might have to be here. It's Invasion, though, who do strike first here. Getting that first blood in the top lane very quickly is certainly something that you don't want to do.
Top rune, looks like we're going to have a little skirmish, perhaps? No, never mind.
Your bounty rune, oh, you DC'd again, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm watching the minimap. I'm like, something's happening. I see dots near each other.
Oh, yeah, that's because my minimap icons are so dang big that it's easy for them to be on top of each other.
I'm like, holy, there's like a world war going on there at the top lane.
Your monitor is so far away that I can't see with my old freaking eyes, so I need them amplified a little bit more. And there is the courier takedown. I see Pink lingering behind. It's going to be a nice grab, man.
That had the bottle, too. Oh, my goodness.
Big grab right there.
Lane's over for Polasson.
Oh, and this Zeus needs
And Zeus
that.
needs bottle bad,
yes.
man. That hero spams like crazy. He's got no clarities left. If he wants any okay, at this point, you just turn your Lich into a mobile courier. He can't get the bottle, but he can, ferry some clarities out, maybe. I don't know. It's going to be tough for
I like that recognition from Invasion to know just Zeus in the mid lane is so desperate on being able to take advantage of having that bottle that just your casual stroll of the park Jakiro is all it takes to move towards that mid lane and get a hold of that courier. So they come up huge so far in this one. The dual breath is going to be enough to zone back this Viper. Not typically one to be stuck in an off-lane position by himself, especially going against someone like a Tidehunter and Jakiro kind of a lane. They're getting everything they want at the start of this one. It's looking pretty good, and for poor little Zeus, who's going to have to wait that much longer for his own bottle, he's seeing Razor, who's like, yeah, I got my bottle. My courier's working with it.
Zeus has no boots either, which means Razor can really post up on him for the next few minutes. Well, I guess it's what, like a minute? Yeah, 1 minute left, so not too bad. Top lane, you try to go on FCFD here, but good ice path as usual from ADTR.
I expect nothing less at this point.
Anything less would be unacceptable.
Absolutely. I mean,
he's very solid.
Even giving Universe a run for his money on the Jakiro right now, and we'll see him clarity up and look to make a movement here with your Witch Doctor. It's just going to be a bit of a side harassment on the creeps, but the 4-minute rune seems to be the prize grab. It's going to be taken up with the illusion rune right there. That leaves Nature's Prophet to grab that bounty rune there at the bottom as he makes his move back. Miracle is at 20 and 8 as far as CS goes.
Radiant's
not really having too
middle
much trouble
tower is
finding
under
his own
attack.
personal farm here, but it's Razor at the top right now, 27 and 5 to Zeus's 20 and 0. But I can't help but feel like Razor's getting a lot more out of it than just that.
Yeah, Kachikemba he knows he can play as aggressive as he wants in this lane, and unless that Zeus is a gank, he's not going to get a kill on his own. As he will dive past the tower using illusions to try and scout and corner Plus, and they're going to bring in reinforcements from Ghost. Oh, does tank the tower there. Not enough for the kill. Is he going to be able to get one more lightning bolt off? He doesn't have mana for it. One more auto attack. There you go. 2 kills now secured for Invasion. Tango on this Prophet. Not sure he's going to make his way out.
Oh my god, I gotta get away from this. That damn arcane bolt. It hits him. Right click. Oh, get up the stairs. He gets away from this one. It's going to be Razor who comes through as the bouncer and is going to keep them back. Your Nature's Prophet walks away alive. Barely walks away alive, but he
can't run from heaven.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Level 5.
Wah, wah,
Radiant
wah.
structures are
Needs a little more
fortified.
time before he can use the Tower of Heaven for this one, but look at this top lane. They're still working pretty hard. They brought that tower down now
Radiant's
to half
top tower
life,
is under
and
attack.
it's only a level 1 liquid fire
Dire's
that they
bottom
can kind of
tower
put into
is under
it, but
attack.
still, it's looking like 2 of the 3 lanes. Invasion are getting a lot done for it. It's more pressure towards Miracle to really take advantage of his own personal early lane advancement here
Dire's
under
bottom
Ember
tower is
Spirit,
under
but
attack.
Top lane.
Ember Spirit is one to also have to go for a lot of farm.
Those icons are just so big.
Excuses, man. Uh-oh. Nature's Prophet now. Let's do it,
Dire's
boys.
bottom tower
At the
is
same
under
time, in the
attack.
mid lane, the Razor is getting dove a little bit. Holy shit, I'm back into the game again.
Brought a
Dire's
little bit back and brought pretty
structures
low,
are
but not
fortified.
quite low enough to be close
Radiant's
to the
top
kill. It's
tower
an
is
arcane
under
bolt that
attack.
chases him through, and
Radiant's top
Invasion do
tower
finish off
has
this tier 1
fallen.
tower, the first structure takedown of the game. It's always Invasion that seem to be coming out first as far as objectives for all games.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the nature of their drafts, and as well as First Departure's own
Dire's
draft.
middle tower
But
is
yeah,
under
it's
attack.
also just credit to their execution that they keep on pulling this kind of thing off. And you're right that the Ember needs to do a lot, but it's not going to be an easy game for him to do so as Hana gets caught out top lane. And well, it was a good run, man. I'm out of the game again.
You're
Great
out
body
again.
box from Nature's Prophet. They continue to pursue. Not quite enough. Zeus actually going to turn it. Brings down the Razor. I believe that might have been in the mid lane. Yeah.
Mid lane at the same time. They have a bit of a small skirmish, and it's going to be Porlason who comes up with the big one there. Even pulling in the ultimate, but not letting up this yet is Invasion, just sieging down this top lane, using that Voodoo Restoration to aid this whole siege movement here with the Treants, but they're not going to be able to stay long enough to go for a full-fledged commitment. But they're feeling like, once again, it's one of those kind of games where they can get away with pressing 4 people into a lane and just pushing real hard, because First Departure at this point not going to be a team that really look to pull back away from their own personal farm to go for the defense, because they desperately need that farm to pull out later, especially on someone like this Ember Spirit. So we'll see how many times Invasion are going to look to really press the buttons as far as pushing onto First Departure before they're forced to retaliate.
Yeah, there is some margin for error here for Invasion. They can afford to give up a few kills, but they do have to be careful not to start feeding, because if you get squishy, that's where the Zeus and Ember can just run around killing everyone, and they don't really have much lockdown for an Ember Spirit. Where they're strong is when they 5-man, but if they start giving up kills, Ember's able to run roughshod over the side lanes, they have to TP in to defend against him, then all of a sudden he just starts picking heroes left, right, and center. So yeah, just if you're Invasion right now, you kind of settle down, get your mech up, which they're very close to on the Razor, despite the death. And from there, just tank up on him, try and get your Tide Blink Dagger. You don't really have to, like, fully commit to the tower, just slowly siege it with the Treants, with the Liquid Fire, and let them come to you. If First Departure try to jump in, they're doing it very riskily, and at that point, you just counter-initiate with Ravage and wipe them. So on the same time, if you're First Departure, just got to keep on finding those pickoffs, man. Delay the push. Kill off the Razor before he gets his mech. Kill him off even after he has it, before his team's there. And anything in your power to prevent this train from gaining momentum.
We'll see if they can do it, but, you know, Lich even, about to be level 6, still trying to get there. Is he going to have a good opportunity to really get a lot done with your Chain Frost here? There's a lot of real durability coming out from Invasion.
Dire's bottom tower
pretty
is
big
under
as it
attack.
is. It's seemed like they could be grasping at straws as far as team fight goes here for First Departure, but now Miracle puts a Remnant back on the side shop here. He's not looking to leave just yet on this bottom lane, as he started a mission here trying to take down this tier 1 tower, gets it about 3rd life, but doesn't want to let up until he's finished what he's started here. But your Jakiro now getting involved on the bottom lane, about to be level 5.
Meanwhile, top lane, looks like they also want to make a rotation here. Big smoke from FD.
Let's see here. Low kill count this game. We
Uh-oh. Watch out, okay. Hey, you ain't okay.
Yeah. Zoop. Zabba boop. Move on forward. Can we get the nuke as well? He commits the ult for it, and they do take him down. And now looking to retort. The rotation comes through. Nature's Prophet and Tidehunter. They get it done. Anchor smash from FZ. FZ is what helps take it. No Sprout. Going to stop him from just bringing down the huge splash. And, well, First Departure. They do get a nice gank on the top lane, taking on the support, but they hand over their Zeus in return. Still Invasion, getting a lot out of it.
And there's your medallion. Roche sneak incoming. Well, maybe not even a sneak. Maybe they just walk into the pit. FD, tough for them to fight into the pit. They do have Chain Frost, but Treants can tank that. That's very important. But at the same time, Treants normally do die to the Roche as you're attempting it. So it's possible that a big Chain Frost could turn this, but it's not good to see a gold lead for Invasion
Radiant's
at this
top
stage. It's
tower
not
is
really
under
that big of
attack.
a lead. They've had like 7,500 gold leads at the 12, 14-minute mark. Mid lane, there will be a jump, potentially.
He just strolls on through. I don't need a blink for this. How you doing, Lich? Immediately takes down.
They have
some
Ravage.
and-
Well, maybe forces it out. Let's see.
Well, Viper gets in, but
Radiant's middle
Miracle not
tower
looking
is
to
under
rotate
attack.
just yet. They just step away with a little support takedown, and it doesn't look like Invasion are going to be looking for an engagement just yet. Luca on the D-Ward mission, though, is able to take it all down, sees that their trouble's coming, and well, he can't get the support or the sentry taken down, so they just...
It's just all prep for Roche right now. D-Ward, get ready for it.
Radiant's top tower is under
I wonder
attack.
if they even go for a blink on FCFC. I think you do because you don't have another good initiator, but a pipe would be great this game as well. So maybe he gets the blink and then goes back for a pipe. Oh, Miracle. Ballsy as hell.
He is in there against 4. He does get caught with the Sprout, but...
Oh, he is.
And
He's
Remnant able to get away, and Ice Path is not going to be there to connect. They do quickly silence up the Tide. Be sure he's not going to be able to pull down that R button. And
What is the Prophet going for?
Profit? Let's find out.
Necroblink. Okay. Similar to what they did in game 1. Just not, they're not snowballing as hard.
Certainly not. It looks like Viper going to be going for the mech on his team. Not really surprised about that one. Lich has been camping this mid lane. Was taken down previously, but has found his way towards his level 6. But here comes more rotations here. Maybe first departure, looking to see if they can get invasion on the way out. Miracle is leading the charge, and now they put their sights up. But the nice right path catches on two. Chain Frost, it makes them split from being able to engage, though. Works for the meantime. FCFT healed up that Ravage. Does catch just the tip onto Miracle. Is going to be enough to get him, though. Nope, he quickly jumps up to the north and away. Not going to be so lucky here. Zeus rattled and dazzled. That Witch Doctor ultimate going to big work in this game as well. They take down 2, and they take the tower. Invasion Gaming, most significant fight of this one so far. They pull on ahead 6-3. Uh-oh. Nature's Prophet might be caught out here from Miracle. Makes the swoop on through. Does get it. But they might lose Viper for it now, and they do. A big strike back again from the Razor. Invasion are like, oh, great. You got something, but we'll just take something else right back.
That was a terrible Ravage. He hit the Ember, who just jaunted out anyway. That did nothing, and they still end up taking the fight.
Yeah, that Lich ultimate really, it looked like
they
were
got
about to
unlucky
move
with the
in,
Lich
and then
ult.
they spread it back out, and then they came back in one more time, and by that point, First Departure had spread pretty nicely into a decent position where
They're clearly Pyrian Flax fans. Definitely doing that Delta split to the maximum degree, but yeah, if your entire game plan is that reliant on Chain Frost getting lucky bounces, and you don't have like a Void to ensure it, then you're kind of in trouble. So, good play by Miracle there, getting what he can out of the fights, but unfortunately losing the Viper is costly. They don't really have a front liner. That's something we see almost every team always has nowadays. Like, look at most drafts had like some combination of like a Centaur, a Doom, a Tidehunter, a Void who's a bit squishier but normally builds BKB and you can just stun your entire team anyway. Timbersaw, like heroes that can just jump in and tank them. Like, people used to joke about like, oh, tank's not a real role in Dota, but having someone in the front lines is still relevant and important, and there's just no one who can really be in the front lines for FD besides that Viper, but that's going to make it hard for... Look at his net worth. He's poorer than the Witch Doctor. Granted, there's a lot of towers against him, but rough game for the offlane
He's
Viper.
the closest thing they got to like having meat on the bones and being able to smoke up that, or soak up rather, that Blood Force damage coming up from Invasion, but he's crippled for farm. Still trying to get together the mechanism to add that little bit of extra sustain, and Invasion are a team that just kind of roll with what works and do it well. And
they're going to collect a free Roshan here, it looks like.
You see already, it's these three dudes already going at it. They may not have the damage, but they got plenty of heal, and they got the aid of the Treants to kind of get it done. And it looks like First Departure, they don't really know what's happening. They're just going to make a move here on the top lane, trying to go for the finish of this Tier 1 tower. But the way they're kind of scouting out the outside, they don't know that this is happening in the earth, but this is a free and easy grab of the Aegis for Invasion.
Yeah, Invasion just executing perfectly every game. It's really strong team fight, good lanes, someone who can build a mech, someone who can blink initiate, normally Tidehunter, and then someone who can add some push. So Jakiro, Necrobook with Prophet, these types of things are fine, and just start taking towers and grouping up. And if you're up against that type of strategy, you either have to be able to just crush them when they come on the tower. They tried that with the Void Tidehunter draft, but it just wasn't enough to eventually win the fights. And if you can't crush them at the point of attack, then you have to rat them to death. But with the Naga being banned first phase, the Meepo being banned second phase every game, those options are limited, and here we go.
Big Ravage set up on 3, but did they have enough to really get it done here? The Macropire is going to be out, and they do take down Viper really nicely with that one. They put their attention back towards the tower. It's Razor, Eye the Storm out, but eating a lot of damage. That Chain Frost bounces twice on him now. He's brought down. He's forced to heal on up with that wand. Mech had already been used, but he still has Aegis to work with if he wants to return right back onto this Zeus. Ooh, the Force able to be spent and goes right out. And, well, loading back Sprout, it looks like for the meantime, it's just back and forth they go. Only Viper, the one to be taken down. This tower slowly crumbles. Miracle now looking to get on this one, has very low mana to work with, and it looks like Invasion are going to get their tower at the end of this one. They don't lose anyone. First Departure that lose their Viper, and well, they just can't stop the siege coming their way. We were questioning it in the draft. What were they going to do for anti-push? What were they going to do for real wave clearing? And it doesn't look like they have much to be able to stop this force.
That was a bit unfortunate. Miracle missed a really big 2-hero chains opportunity there under the tower. It was like after the Ravage had been used, they were chasing, then everyone backed off. Then they jumped back in for the Zeus. If he hits that, maybe they get 1 or 2 kills. I'm not sure, but yeah, without it, just no chance. And this is, I think this item might just crush first departure. Hood's picked up on your Razor, going towards that legendary, the fabled pipe that we hear Merlini, myself, and pretty much, well, I guess mainly us just say, where is it? Where is it? It's never in the games, but now it's coming, and it's going to be a game changer when they get it.
Double jump all the way just to get this Nature's Prophet. They had blood in their eyes to get him. He goes down so quick, it was just like as if he's been the stress ball for this game, and first departure just wanted to really get some blood. And Miracle staying around to get the last bits of farm. Could be in a bit of trouble. He's actually going to run himself to the high ground now. TP's out. Don't have a Ravage or anything to really stop him from going away, and he makes his way out. So they do find the kill there on Nature's Prophet. It's a small something.
It is a something. They need a lot more of that something, and those opportunities will only be there when Invasion are not grouped. So anytime you see a hero alone on the map, like if you know there are heroes elsewhere, you got to go for that right away. Because if you don't, then they reconvene. They group up as 5. Is the pipe ready for Kachik yet? He has the hood. Is there anything on the courier, I'm wondering? I think it might be coming right now.
Dire's middle tower is under
tips
attack.
In both couriers, you see your Perseverance on Miracle. And
oh no. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, good luck to first departure. Remember all that damage the Chain Frost did last fight? Just eliminate all of that, and then see if they can take it.
Zeus as well, not really going to be getting a whole lot of extra damage on top of that. This pipe, not even, I wouldn't even say it's a saving grace, it just kind of secures more for Invasion in these fights as they will take down a tier 2 now. No problem, no sweat whatsoever. And they pull back, only one more outer tower to stand already on the side of first departure in your mid lane. And it's only 18 minutes in. Invasion, man, they just look like a team that's put together and they're executing perfectly.
They're a well-oiled machine, and first departure. It's a motley crew right now.
It makes you wonder what's happened. Did first departure just expend all of their like stress, quick go to action in their series against Malaysia, and now it's
decided to clown
like,
it up like they're happy with the win?
Took things a bit.
I don't. I mean, I'll be fair. I don't think they're being clowny. I think it's just this type of strategy from Invasion. If you draft unusually against it and it doesn't work, just the nature of the draft makes you look ridiculous because they take so many towers so quickly. They snowball really hard off of that gold advantage. Like it's the type of style that either crushes you or you generally lose. There's very little middle ground.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Just been on the crushing end of it.
Tide has an Oblivion staff already on top of his Blade Dagger.
They have, what is that, 5 towers?
All but 1.
Yeah, 5 towers. And with that, only a 6,000 gold lead. I mean, to be honest, it's not that big of a lead, especially when you consider that they also took Roche. So you factor that in. If you remove the Roche, there's only been 2 towers taken for first departure, so I'd say in terms of like hero kill and creep gold lead, you know, irrecoverable gold lead unless they get kills, it's only about 3,000. But the point is they have it now, and how are you going to get rid of that lead?
Yeah,
maybe Miracle can. He is fat,
and he has a DD.
This could be a game changer.
This is the best thing you can ask for at this point in the game to try to really put to use that rubber band factor.
They need this Ember to go off. Like you're up against a pipe, so you can't count on your nukers. It's gotta be the Ember that does it, and it's mostly with Sleight of Fist that he's got to do
under
it.
attack.
The hero also though very close to finishing off that Yules. We saw what he could do last game with it. He becomes pretty much an initiator in his own right, and that kind of setup could take down anyone, even these flimsy little magic dealing supports that are really not finding their groove now in these fights. As Invasion pulled together the items necessary to just counter them back very easily. Now Miracle, the DD looks to be popped, and he's not finding an opportunity to go for any sort of kill with it. He just continues to farm on up.
Uh-oh, we're going to have a clash to the north.
As I say that, look at this. Zeus steps in, gets Yules up immediately, and Ice Path, there's your first Yules going to work right now. Macropyre, he gets up to the high ground and blown the hell up on the top of that stage, and now Miracle trying to get out. Oh, Ravage is going to be used. Miracle's going to be taken down. And already Invasion.
Did they even use the pipe there?
Come out big on that one. Your pipe, not even used
I was
yet.
like, use the pipe, dude, use the pipe, but I wasn't sure if he had used it yet. And well, in the meantime, find a counter kill.
They do get a hold of their Jakiro Aluka, also going to make his way out, but I agree, man. I mean, maybe he's holding it until the Chain Frost flies out. And
I mean,
like,
it was like bouncing all over his tee. He's like, yeah, whatever, I'm fine. Ends up working out okay in the end. They have it for the high ground push now, though, so maybe that was the thinking for Kachik.
Oh, there it is. Boom, we're green, we're bad, we're going to go ahead and take your base.
And yeah, Ember might have to buy back.
Radiant structures are
Back
fortified.
hold right now, it looks like, so this will be a tough hold. I don't know if Invasion actually cracked the base. Without the Jakiro here, they are quite slow to kill buildings, and the Necro Bulk wears off, so, well, first departure hold, but killing off Miracle is very important because it means if they're going to go late, it's got to be a fat Ember. And any death for him it just extends this window Invasion has to just continue trying to death ball. The one thing is, though, that Kashyyyk, having built the pipe and the mech, I thought maybe they would let, like, the Tidehunter build the pipe, so Kashyyyk could go for, say, a Magnum Scepter.
Yeah.
It limits their late game item progression quite a bit, and the Razor won't really be that scary.
Warriors of the Wood.
Yeah, and we'll see. And if there is a point for first departure to bring in the farm, they could be the team that could dish out the most damage immediately on the back of someone like an Ember Spirit, but that's a tall order for right now. He's still the big corner, only being the Battle Fury. He has about 1,300
might get
gold,
caught.
but he'll be in trouble. Looking to sweep on through. There's your Razor. Witch Doctor's just behind, but just before I can even recognize that he's left the screen, it's Miracle already back near the base with that Remnant.
So I think if Invasion for some reason falter in trying to take this now, they can still go late. What they'll want to do then is get the standard on the Tide, just your Refresher, maybe your Shiva's Guard. I think the key will be farming up a Hex. Razor is actually a really good Hex carrier late game because he almost always builds Refresher, which means you get double Hex. So you can go, like, I would say probably Eggs, Refresher, and then into the Hex, something like that. So I think even if this goes late, it's still quite solid for Invasion. They can win it now if they have one good pick-off and they catch the Ember without buyback. They can take it late too. The only thing they have to be careful about is just tilting or overextending and feeding kills. That's the main area.
Nope,
where
right
they
under a
lose this.
ward though, and Invasion we're
Dire's
hoping to get a
middle
pick off
tower
here in the
is
mid
under
lane.
attack.
They do
Dire's
quickly realize
structures are
Miracle has
fortified.
retreated out. He's going right through enemy territory, knowing that no one's there, as they're more invested in going for this gank. The rest of First Departure pull back. They go towards the top lane, so a lot of movement coming out from Invasion, but they might not be able to grab a hold of anyone.
Uh-oh. If they find Miracle after all this, that would be bad. Does he have a Remnant out anywhere? Not sure.
He's
I
only
think
down
I
to
see
one.
one near the river, but...
There's one
Yep,
right
okay,
there.
so he's got a Remnant. They gotta be really quick with this Rabbit. Ice Pass waiting. They can go in now. They have to blow it, and they will. Maledict, not enough Death Ward. Is he gonna take down to the Maledict damage? He will.
Dire's
Big
top tower is
takedown.
under attack.
Got out quick, but went down quick right after.
That
as,
Yule's Ice Path combo is just so ridiculous. That is...
There's no escape.
It was always the weakness of Jakiro. Before teams discovered this combo was... Well, unfortunately, Jakiro doesn't have instant lockdown. But with the Yule's, he does. Yule's 50 damage. You can't even blink out if you have a blink dagger. And you're a blink type hero. And well, I mean, if you have a skill blink, obviously you can. But
Jakiro's a hero that I've proved doing wrong. If I could do it, anyone could do it, that's for sure. I mean, the Ice Path timing
oh,
isn't as
you're-
critical.
Come on,
as
give yourself some
I mean,
credit here.
you would think the
Dakota.
Ice Path timing would be very critical, but you could pretty much just throw it out there after any second, and then all of a sudden you'll manage to still get the catch on them.
And you don't even need the full duration of the Ice Path. You just
Yeah.
need like a little bit so that you can set up the next stun.
But
It's a really, really strong combo. And
with the macro pile also laid out just previously, you know, if you can get it ideally where maybe like you macro pyre just after the Yules, or maybe even just a hair before, it's just going to be right there. The Ice Path lands, dual breath, liquid fire, and they're already down to half-life at that point. It's just easy pickings for the rest of your team to just sweep on through. And even for someone as elusive as Ember, can't get away.
yeah, and again, I go back to that Malaysia series. This is another hero that they really could have run. The Jakiro would have been great for some of those drafts, but they didn't go for it. And you just have to wonder, maybe they could have made it here, and would they have given Invasion a better fight? Hard to say, but First Departure managed to crush them, and now they're up against it.
They wanted to Huskar Ricky band the whole way there, but you know, it's Team
I've
Malaysia's
seen some people
decision.
saying that Huskar and Riki are really popular in SEA, but
Not from what I've seen.
at
In
the
pubs?
yeah, maybe in pubs, but it's like no one else is banning them, so
Maybe
they
in
might be
scrims,
popular.
Just like hidden
If they're that
scrim
good in
play,
SEA,
no
wouldn't
one-
other teams ban them? So I just feel like it's Mushi
or play them when
experimenting
they're
or
not
trolling.
banned? Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit interesting. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, bada boom. Boom. And now Zeus desperately
Dire's
trying to
middle
force
tower
away.
is
No.
under attack.
Photo's on.
But
Dire's
Space Created,
middle
Miracle will
tower
take that
has
tower
fallen.
mid.
Yeah, he does indeed get that tier 1 in the mid lane. He's got crit now. You need to do a little bit of slicing here on your watermelon, but just a scratch at the surface for now, and he heads on back. You can't help but feel like the eggs are certainly in your Ember Spirit basket at that point, seeing your Zeus continually be brought down, sporting a, 4-6-2 record. Your Miracle has yet to even get a kill himself on Ember. He is 0-2, so he's pulled together this farm without even putting any blood really on his swords at this point. Even Viper,
Roshan has fallen
not getting
to
a
the
whole lot,
dire.
but hey.
This could be the
Invasion.
push, though. Let's see. What's Kachikemba got now? He's got his pipe. Oh, going back for BKB. Big item for him. Now he can just use the pipe whenever he thinks it'll help his team the most, and reserve the... and then just use the BKB if he's ever in danger. And truth be told, with the pipe, they're not going to burst him before he BKBs. Not to mention there's an Aegis on your Nature's Prophet. I
You said that last time.
don't know if that's the hero that you want to put it on.
Yeah, you said the same exact thing too.
But-
Another game where Nature's Prophet gets the Aegis, but
I mean,
someone has it.
he's got the double no tallies, dude. He right cooks like a boss. I guess their thinking is that their Razor's basically God anyway. We'll never know.
The second time they use the pipe on their push momentum, and hoping that maybe the creeps can soak up a bit of those arc lightning and being able to just stay in lane and add a bit of extra push. But
Oh
they're
man, those
slowly-
crits.
Yeah, they're being withered down from all that damage, and Miracle is...
They have Ravage ready though.
Oh, jump forward, and once again, Ice Path, Macro Pyre's there. Oh, he barely escapes on out. He's not cursed up this time, and he's able to make his getaway. Meanwhile, they do take out that Skywrath Mage. Liquid Fire slowly being built up on this tier 3. Ice Path
They
is
should
kept there
probably
under
back.
Viper, and
They've used a lot.
did a lot. They do get their tier 3. The ultimate goes out, but still, all of Invasion live. Okay, constantly
Dire's
keeping
top
everyone up
tower
with
is
that Voodoo
under attack.
Restoration. It's not going to be first departure who find any kills, and just the Skywrath is the only one to go down. And it just becomes Invasion who walk away with a simple tier 3, but rinse and repeat, and the Rack could slowly go down. First departure just trying to hold on as long as they can and hope that maybe Miracle could throw together the damage-dealing items they want to be able to make that big defense and then that big possible comeback.
Well, now there's a refresher on Tide.
Yes.
So
Things change.
best of luck to Miracle.
Good luck to a Miracle without a BKB. Anyone on their team with a BKB. That's
Nope.
2 Ravages.
Oh, they've got
that
one
are-
on
Oh,
one on Viper.
there we go. Yeah, that's right. It's still 10 seconds, but that's a Viper who's not really doing a whole lot on top of that. So we'll have to see. Invasion, though, they put their sights towards this top lane. They're going to begin to slowly push it all the way back and regain control of the equilibrium, keeping everything well past
Why
the
are they
river.
pushing
but
top now?
I don't know. Maybe even things up. They like
Didn't
the,
they?
the
Didn't they
symmetry
push
here.
Didn't they push mid the first time? Yeah, mid was the one they pushed the first time. Then they pushed bottom. Now they're pushing top. I think it's very curious.
It's the only way that seems to be most pushed back in their direction.
That does happen. You know, it's something
Even
I've
things
no,
up.
like I have. You know, like if you have friends who are like quite new to the game, that you'll notice they tend to do is like they'll just kind of find their way into a lane. Like, just because it's like, it seems
Yeah,
like the
this
most
here looks
convenient
good.
lane,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, it's just there. That's a lot of gold.
Holy moly.
How many creeps is
I
that?
don't know, it's like the longest flight of fist I've ever seen, and we got the luxury of doing it in first person almost as
You clearly enjoyed that, that's
That
for
was
sure.
good.
Bottom lane, we might have a go here on the Zeus.
falling up. Ooh, can't quite get any rage for the Yules this time. It's going to be the Zeus who just forces the low ground and finds a little safe home to TP out from, and he will make it out. But that is your Zeus just nearly avoiding a pickle. But
The Zeus pick does not feel like it's paid off this game.
He's got a lot of mobility, but damage output and only 1k life.
I really like the Ember pick, just given that they don't have much lockdown. It's a great hero to just spread the map and go for late game, and it also D-pushes, and it stalls
Dire's
pushes
top
very
tower
well.
is
But
under attack.
the Zeus has felt quite ineffective.
He'll continue to farm up the Invasion jungle side, and Invasion are going to make another crack at this bottom lane where they had already taken down the tier 3. Now it's just the Rax is exposed, but your Tidehunter this time,
Dire's
not
top
one,
tower
but
is under
2
attack.
Ravages at the ready. Will first departure have the defense they need? There's your first Ravage.
Nice force set by Zeus, but they still lose one.
And they get the one for it, and the buyback is going to come out. Miracle now will come back into the bottom lane, throws out the first sleight of fist. Mystic Flare, huge damage on your Takiro. They do take him down. There's your second Ravage right on the Miracle's head. He goes down, buyback's just as quick, and Remnant's right behind, out past the gate line, and gets a nice sleight of fist. Does take down your Tidehunter. Now Razor forced to step back. Nature's Prophet back from his second life. They're looking at Miracle right now, and a Viper as well, who could be on the verge of a dieback. It is going to be Razor taking big damage takeaway. He's going to go ahead and TP on home. Nature's Prophet hides behind a tree. No! Woo! Oh, he gets sliced down. Miracle not going to allow him to get away from this one. Biggest fight for first departure so far. They do hold the racks.
Maybe their biggest fight of the series. What's that fight recap say?
It says that they had about a...
Oh, they double bought
swing
back.
towards
Okay,
them,
yeah.
but two
It's still
buybacks
pretty
for
big,
it.
though. They forced out the Aegis as well. And again, why give Prophet the Aegis? Like, Magic Shakira had that. Could have gone off another Yule Scepter that fight. The Ice Paths have been pretty important for them. What's with the Prophet Aegises, man? He's got a Necro Book. You just pop the Necro Book before the fight. That's it. What, are you gonna sprout again and turn the fight? I don't get it. Maybe if he's 6-slotted with like some sick damage items or a rapier, but it's kind of natural, right? You see the Prophets like your secondary damage dealer. After raise, you're like, okay, secondary damage dealer should get the Aegis if we don't think the first will die. But Prophet is the second damage dealer. He's just not very scary.
Yeah, so the Bleak Out Zeus not going to be caught out. Playing it a bit ballsy here. Bottom lane trying to find a soul farm, which he does have a lot of. Your Zeus is sporting over 3k gold. We'll see if... I mean, what do you do? I mean, they have that pipe. Do you get an Agnums to try to amplify your damage a little bit more with that, or maybe a Veil, or you get more mobility? Go for
more
Yules.
mobility.
Go for Yule.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough situation.
I mean,
I'm not sure what you... Veil might not be bad, honestly. I think you could go for Veil, or you could just try and build up a Hex. Like, BKB isn't really that great. There's a lot of physical damage anyway, and... I mean, if Zeus gets caught, he's out of the fight. I don't think Ag's Refresher is going to happen for him, which is like the more of the carry Zeus style.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I would say maybe Hex. Shiva's going to be terrible.
So your Razor, he's swollen up a bit. He goes for the Reaver.
I'm not sure about the Reaver here. I feel like your build should be the Ag's Refresher side.
Yeah.
Maybe you get rid of the mech or the pipe later on, and let a teammate build one if you feel like you really need it. But I would say probably the mech out of those two.
I figured an Agnus would be something that they would consider for certain, seeing how the power works, and they could get a lot more out of it with
Yeah,
an
like
Ags,
imagine if
but
they had an Ags in that push, they would have taken Rex, even if they died.
Must be able to take the beating that Miracle's going to put out there with the Sleight of Fist, and it is going to be a Veil grab here on Zeus. He spends enough to just leave a little bit of golden reserve, and you know, he's in short a little bit of the money, but he's hoping to farm it up to have that buyback at the ready in case the next push is to come here. Invasion, weighing it out. Their double Ravages back up and ready to go if they want it. Maybe they're waiting to see. It's Witch Doctor, who's about 300 gold out from finishing out what looks like his Agnum Scepter, which we've seen. Huge, huge grab for them. He already got what he wants. I mean, he might be able to throw together an Atos at some point, but he's got the reliable Vitality booster here for now. And, yeah, we'll see how it works out here. First Departure do move themselves out from the base. We haven't seen it a bit. Maybe just kind of aiding about Miracle with his double-stacked Ancient Camp, but he desperately wants to get a hold of this BKB.
So I finally got back in the game, but nobody's moving. Oh well, this is just not happening today.
Yeah, it's okay, man. You can continue to just piggyback off.
Thanks for carrying the
my
cast,
stuff.
dude.
No, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it.
You've
Trying to make
been
sure
on the ball with
Rune
this.
of double damage.
Oh, that's just surprising after the long day already that's been had. It could be a quick one, though. It's the way Invasion been playing,
Could
man.
be 3 more games with some Miracle Rat Dota. You
Let's
never know.
find out. Miracle.
See that?
Can
See
you
that
do it?
Naga? Maybe they won't.
man.
Maybe they won't ban it. I hope they do.
That's if they make their way out of this game here. And of all people on their team, it's Miracle who could bring it back for them. But Invasion not letting up. They smoke up. They go on through, but there's your ultimate coming out. The scouting Zeus is going to
Didn't
immediately
see
ping
anyone,
in.
so it means you got to know they're smoked.
Dire's top
Yeah,
tower
they're
is
not
under attack.
Invisible.
Dire's top
They're
tower
smoked up.
has fallen.
You don't pop off an ultimate and it doesn't do anything for no reason. So it forces Invasion to move on forward, but then just as quickly step on back, and we'll see if they get on the back of this Nature's Prophet push in the bottom lane and look to make another go at the center racks on the bottom with both of them exposed. Full life at the ready. Will this be the time they need? Do they now have the items they want to finish what they started? We'll find out. Your Ags now in the pocket of OK. He's got that big Death Ward to work with now. Razor has that Reaver. He's got a little bit more life to work with. Pipe already going to be popped.
That Ember is quickly clearing out the wave, though. They're going to Yules. Are they going to jump it with the double Ravage? Ravage number 1 dodge! The BKB comes out. This could be a disaster. They do get the Death Lord going strong. It forces everyone back. Full duration from OK. Who needs your Ravages when you've got missed it. Look at it go. Bailing them out. And Miracle back to the well. That should be the first lane of Rax. Double buyback forced out as well. I don't think it'll be enough to hold the line. How many buybacks do they have?
Not
here?
many. I mean, Miracle had already used his. He's only got, you know, a minute 40 of time left for it. But if he goes down, it's going to be devastating. So here we
Oh,
go.
hello,
Ravage.
Miracle.
Hey, Miracle, welcome to the fight once more. He does get maledicted up, and he's eating reasonable damage, but he goes right to the outside for now.
That's gonna wipe them though. This could be bad.
Oh, big crit sleight of fist right there. Certainly does help, and he gets another one right there on which he wants more. Can he get the 3? He can. Triple kill.
Team wipe and the
Miracle.
gem down.
All that for 1 Rax.
I'm not sure if that's good enough. It looked good enough at first, but then they stuck around too long. They could have just backed. They tried to commit again onto Miracle with the secondary Ravage. They didn't have follow-up. If they had a Hex, if they had another reliable stun that's more than like a second or two, maybe they get that kill, but...
Maybe an Agnums on your Razor being able to do a little bit more
or they could have just
siege.
killed... Yeah, if they had an Eggs, they could have just killed the Rex quickly and gotten out.
Dire's middle tower
Even
is
without
under
it,
attack.
they could have just backed without using that second Ravage. And if Miracle chased, then they could have at least Ravaged to cover their retreat. They wouldn't have gotten kills. Instead, they throw away a team wipe. They might give up this Roche as well, and this might be the start of a fabled comeback. Once games go past 50, 60 minutes with Miracle, the magic just happens, Dakota.
Great. Can't wait for the match. It's going to be exciting. But what a story would it be, though, if First Departure come back here, come back in the next 2, and take the series, starting out 0-2, starting out not
has
even
fallen
being
to the
on the
radiant.
registration for the Summit 2. They only got brought in late. And uh-oh, they might get a grab here. Jakiro thrown up. The Mystic Flare not going to do a whole lot, but he does go down. Wicked sick now for Miracle, and they still move forward. Double Remnant all the way, and, well, the Blink, though, does come out for him, Tidehunter, and he does make his way out, and okay as well, going to be just fine. And they lose their Jakiro support. Not too terrible here for Invasion. We'll wait for the 30 seconds, but it's First Departure, man. They're coming back.
6,000 gold on Miracle with the Aegis, with buyback as well, so he's got 3 lives to work with here. What's our net worth looking like now?
Radiant's
We got-
bottom
we got a
barracks
gold
are
graph.
under attack.
There it is.
Oh, that's a spike.
It's a small spike, but it's starting to creep up.
One small spike for the
Radiant's
graph,
bottom
one huge
barracks
spike
has
for
fallen.
Miracle.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And they lost their gem, which is very important, just because when you run this kind of draft like Invasion is, you just want to take the outer towers, take the racks as soon as possible, but you also want to control the map in the meantime. Don't let the rest of the team out of the base. Definitely don't let them go for any kind of smoke plays or aggression. And, well, unfortunately, losing that gem means map control is quite limited now. Huh. Satanic.
Wait, Satanic on...
So Satanic's an interesting item on Ember, because you can lifesteal when you Sleight of Fist. So it's a pretty cool item. I guess the main thing is, he's thinking here, if I get Ravaged once, maybe I can just BKB the second Ravage, or Sleight of Fist Satanic the second Ravage. And basically this is his way of just saying, I'm living through the burst one way or another. So that's assuming no perfect chain stun. And again, it's where Invasion really need a Hex, but Prophet's opted to skip one. Your obvious Hex carrier, Razor, isn't going for one. Another potential
Dire's
Hex
middle
carrier.
tower
And
is under attack.
I don't know, man. This could come back to haunt them, having 0 lockdown outside of Ravages for an Ember Spirit at 40 minutes. Speaking of that Ember, he's on the hunt.
Gets a nice chain there. The ult comes out.
Meanwhile, top side of the map as well, they've also gone and they kill off the
Dire's middle
Tidehunter
tower
and the
is
Witch
under
Doctor.
attack.
That was a Zeus Veil into a lot of nukes.
Dire's
Jordan.
middle tower
They get their
has
tier 2
fallen.
mid, and they're going right for the high ground, right for the mid lane. Those two
No
down,
buybacks
no
on
buyback either.
Tidehunter.
Dire's middle tower
Oh,
is under
Jakiro
attack.
could go down. He commits for it. Oh, the self-heal for the last second. Miracle will step back, get the Sleight of Fist off, and Jakiro will go down. That leaves only 2 alive. And I don't think
Dire's
Razor could put a bunch of a
structures are
defense on his own, and they have about 25 seconds to work with before even just the Witch Doctor's up.
Dire's middle tower
Looks
is
like the
under
beginning
attack.
of a First Departure
Radiant's
comeback here,
top
which
tower
what
is
started at
under
one
attack.
point over a 12k
CT
net
back
worth.
top
middle
lane. They
tower
wanted
has
defending against
fallen.
this Nature's Prophet, and they're going to jump him
Dire's
now.
middle
He'll
barracks are
BKB and
under
try to
attack.
turn. He might get a kill or two, but more importantly, Miracle taking that first lane of Rex. First Departure,
middle
can't
barracks
believe it, but they're
has
coming back into this game. Invasion gonna lose a full lane of Rax. It's now even in the
Dire's
Rax
middle
department, but the
barracks has
real
fallen.
victor is this ultra fat Ember. We said it would take a fat Ember to come back, and by golly, Dakota, they've got one. We might have a game 4 on our hands at this rate.
We'll have to see.
Get that coffee flowing if that's the case.
Absolutely, that's for sure.
Yeah. We may be flagging a little here, guys, but don't worry. We'll hang in there and bounce back for game number 4.
Absolutely.
If there is one. Invasion not out of this yet, but it's just their itemization that leaves them really sorely lacking. No lockdown for Ember, no ability to just wreck the base with an Aghanims or Refresher on the Razor, and also being denied that last Roche was a game changer. Plus the gem loss. I mean, that one fight, it was really that one fight bottom where things went from quite solid to very, very just dangerous and now falling apart.
Here we go. Invasion. Smoked up. They're moving to the bottom. They have already taken this Rax, mind you, but this could very well be the all-or-nothing play. They get a big flank here.
The Ravage.
Zeus forces out. Stack link built up. It is going to be broken right there. Eye of the Storm already popped. Makes the Prophet to be forced to rotate over. They get the Sprout off. They take down that Zeus. He's out for 90 seconds. No buyback on him.
Miracle's coming, though. The whole squad's in town.
Forward. Gets a bit damage there. Nature's Prophet down the half-life, and they're on the run while healing up.
Oh, they found the Tidehunter in the trees. He's trying to TP out. That's not... Oh, actually didn't try to TP out. He tried to hide. Oh, Ravage, but Miracle is ready with the BKB. Dropped very low. That final slight bounce is going to finish him off now. Kachikimba could be next. He is draining a lot of damage here for Miracle. That might be a Tide Turner. Miracle caught out on the Ice Path. Will end up dropping low, but the Satanic keeps him alive through the Sleight of Fist. He'll heal back up to a relatively healthy status and still has the Aegis anyway. They all got a turd tail and run. They end up losing 3 again. Only get the Zeus. Don't break the base.
Oh, it's over now. Expired Aegis. Miracle doesn't have it anymore. And
free regen.
Now he's all the way back to full life here.
And room for a rapier, dude.
Give me it. Give me it. No, Valve. No! All right. Well, I can't see it. 3 for 1. And Invasion. They try to press the attack, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. It's First Departure who still get the best of it, and now it's Miracle.
Dire's bottom
What's this tier
tower
1
is under attack.
Easy money.
Again, in Miracle game where tier 1s are still
Dire's
standing at 40
bottom
minutes.
tower
Not something you
has
see very
fallen.
often, but he'll happily claim those, and the dream is not dead yet for the First Departure fans. In fact, it looks like this game 4
Dire's
is
bottom
headed their
tower
way.
is under attack.
Invasion just have no momentum anymore. Can't burst the Ember. Even if they manage to get the first Ravage off on him, he's still got that Satanic Sleight of Fist to just heal himself right back up.
Dire's
to full.
bottom tower has fallen.
And then there's the BKB as well.
Creeps are there, creeps are gone. And now they'll be able to ascend to this bottom lane. Macropyre Ice Path to try to just zone them as best as possible, but Miracle presses in, gets the chains right there. It's going to connect there on Razor. Rules thrown up. Viper. Miracle heads back to the low ground to get away from this one. Viper, though, potentially caught out. Not taking a whole lot of damage, however. They catch Razor again. Now down to a little bit of less mana. Titan's going to be forced to come out here from Invasion. Their Sleight of Fist just moving right through everyone. And it's Miracle the whole time, just slowly
Dire's
keeping them
bottom
back.
tower
Look at
is
them
under
just get withered
attack.
down at this point. Razor
Dire's
yet to be really
structures are
in the mix, and
fortified.
he's down to half-life. And we get a Sprout on Miracle here. He just quickly runs out back to the low ground. It's just Miracle.
He's
the
just
other
not
one.
taking damage,
He's just
dude, with the Frost Armor.
one-man army right now, moving into the base, getting in a little bit of base damage, and also harassing at the same time, while the rest of his team is just wading through that. Now, Miracle moves on further in.
Destroyed the Jakiro, looking for more. Paulson with a good pickoff. They get the tier 3. They're going to retreat out a bit, but First Departure, I don't think they're leaving this base yet. They just got to kill. No reason to back. Well, there are Ravages, and Top is pushing, so maybe there's a reason to back. He's left a Spirit, I think, in the area. A Remnant, rather. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yeah, he's in the trees. Okay.
Comes right back. I
7,200
just saw
gold.
that too. Ooh, he's rich.
Scrooge McDuck.
Now, run up. Necro book out,
Dire's
but
bottom
Necro book's going to
barracks
be
are under
technically
attack.
farmed as well. Yummy, yummy. More gold for Miracle. Now 7,600. And we'll see Invasion. This could be the last hurrah as far as defense. If they don't come out big here, it could be First Departure that quickly clean out their base and push to a game number 4. But now Rax is exposed. This is a very, very timid play coming out from Invasion. They need the right opportunity for the right defense. Jump in. There's the Ravage. Miracle already has his BKB out, though. Not going to take anything from it. Step back tight. Now going on in. Trying to flank with a nice Ice Path, though. Dual Breath. Zeus Big damage out. Second Ravage will connect this time on the majority of the squad. Your Tidehunter will go down. Miracle, however, oh man, gets bursted apart. He falls. Big gold bounty, the godlike bounty, handed over to your Razor. They put up a nice defense. They only lose one of the racks.
Dire's
what's the
bottom
fight
barracks
recap on
are
that
under
one?
attack.
Is that it?
Rolled a 2 for 2 at the end of it.
Well, they did take down the later racks and the tier 3 tower. Miracle, of course, still has buyback. If they can't force this out, then he'll have 2 lives for the next fight, which I think is pretty insurmountable for Invasion. Plus, they're going to have to wait for the Ravages to have a hope of killing him. Still looks really good here for first departure, I gotta say. This Razor's farm is just... Kachik Imba has been completely shut down, and now goes for a Shiva's guard, so just more tank items. It's not terrible, but their issue, more than anything, is just not killing the Ember while he's ravaged. Or killing buildings when they're up on the high ground. And Shivas and Heart do not help you do that. They just help you tank and siege, but you get armor versus Ember. Having higher armor doesn't help you when he's cleaving at all, and he's often, I mean, in fact, more often than not, he is cleaving at this stage of the game with those huge creep waves, and it's constantly heroes stacking up on each other. It's tricky, Dakota. I'm not sure the first departure have too much to worry about. We'll see, though. Always potential for throws. I've seen that too many times.
We all have it. Your Roche is going to be back up here in a couple of seconds, and we'll see which team. That's also a big factor in this one. If Invasion can find a good contention towards that Roche pit and set it up beautifully with that Ravage and a Death Ward, you really never know what can happen here. As first departure, who are now taking back the lead. I mean, look at that serious swing. It's now back in their favor for the first time of this game. And it's
what a
where it
turnaround
counts.
it's been.
It's where it counts.
Oh my.
And for anyone to have it, it's going to be your Ember. And you've been calling out for a sheep at some point, and
I don't know if one is enough.
Nature's Prophet finally gets one for himself after...
I mean, that's good. I still think you want a Razor Refresher Sheep. I mean, maybe Prophet can, like, buy a 7th item or 6th item refresher, or, sorry, 7th item refresher and just... Math is hard at this stage of the night, I guess, or stage of the morning, whatever it is. And just leave it in the stash for a quick buyback double hex, but... Yeah, I mean, ideally, I think Razor is just so good with that Ags Refresher Sheep. BKB build. Mass magic immunity, mass damage, mass lockdown. And then if you've got the double ulti going and you manage to hex the Ember, he will just get destroyed. Even with Lich Frost armor, that is not enough. This could be big though, Invasion. Looking for the Roshan here.
Finding him quite close. Miracle's busy doing a bit of his own farm here in the mid lane, and Roche is slowly going down. It looks like Invasion are going to be the ones to be able to take it. Is it enough to hold a big strong defense? Because it looks like First Departure are moving down this mid lane.
Roshan has
Very
fallen
curious to
to
see
the
an Ember
dark.
with a butterfly. The Invasion lineup does have some right click from the Razor mainly, but most of their physical damage
Dire's
is
top
Razor
tower
ult,
is
which can't be
under attack.
evaded, and Witch Doctor ult, which can't be evaded. So, surprised you went for the butterfly in that respect. And then the attack speed on Ember, I guess it is decent for just right-clicking buildings, but it's not very useful with Sleight of Fist. It doesn't matter what your attack speed is. It's not like Jug ult. You hit once for each unit in the cone, or not the cone, the AOE. You don't have like a chance for multiple attacks if you attack fast enough. So.
Plus that active, baby, that new active.
Yeah, maybe
Don't
it's
forget
for the
about that.
flutter, just so he
Yeah.
can run out of static link range. But you know, preserve those spirits so he can save them for actually when the tide
Putting
tries
it
to
to
ravage.
use. Max efficiency, being able to move about the map. Find that farm to work with.
Yeah.
I just forget.
I'm not 100% convinced about the butterfly, but then I mean it's also a very luxury purchase for Miracle.
Yeah, I mean, most other Embers, they would just double up on the crit or double up on the cleave, but it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Now, almost fully slotted up. Maybe just goes for a nice pair of boots of travel if necessary. Always holding that bit of gold for your reserve buyback, because at this point in the game, you really never know what the hell can actually happen here. As he keeps muscling down this bottom lane, and Invasion, they're waiting out the clock a bit, which I don't know if that clock is really on their side at this point. It's just
I almost feel like it is. I think if this goes super late,
like Nature's Prophet might be able to bring in.
I still feel ultra late game Invasion are extremely scary. Witch Doctor with a BKB, there is only a Chain Frost to cancel the Death Ward. I mean, yeah, he's not farming at all, but you never know. They run a
Dire's
Team Fighter 2,
bottom
that could
barracks
change.
are under
Go up
attack.
bottom lane, they're going to maybe go on Miracle here.
Yep, there it is. He jumps forward. He does clear out that second Rax. He's BKB'd up, and, well, before you can even figure out where the hell he went, he's always bottom back in the jungle farming.
But yeah, I would say Jakiro has a lot of room to grow. Witch Doctor, BKB would be huge in him. Razor, I think this is that stage of the game where I don't know if you sell the pipe, but I mean, you're not going to have the Aegis forever. I still think eggs, refresher, sheep, at least some combination of those. I'm sure the viewers are sick of hearing me say it, but they need more lockdown for the Ember and more damage, more physical damage from the Razor for buildings.
Yeah,
Boots of Travel could be useful this game as well. So, yeah, I don't know if they have better late game. Ember this fat, along with the Viper, is quite scary. And Ember's one of the better heroes to buyback on as well, is a big thing. Just drop that remnant before you die, buyback, rejoin the fight instantly. Something that only a few other heroes like Weaver can, or Prophet, I suppose, can truly offer. But Puck, yeah.
Puck is another one.
If you're RTZ,
Yeah.
they're gonna jump on him mid.
Let's see. And they smoke up, move forward. He already has the sleight of fist off, but they sheep him immediately. Ice Path, it's there. Razor moves through. They commit a Ravage for it. Force pushes him up, but he does go down.
He goes with buyback
out, but yeah, he does have that buyback, and he will have to use it.
Could cost them the game the other way if he dies back. I don't know if they can fight without their Ember. Kachika Ember did use his ultimate on the Razor. They committed heavily. They're going to refresh that Ravage. Here we go. This could be the moment for invasion from the high ground. Lurks the Scarlet Mage from the backside. Trying for a bit of a side swipe here. They'll try to break ground on the high ground. Tons of repetition intended, but they haven't done it just yet. That Scarlet Mage is in a really aggressive position.
There he is, well behind right here. He has going, everyone. He's going to look to come in from behind, but maybe if he gets a nice silence here.
Buyback, and they engage. There is a Ravage. They've got to be careful about how they do this. Straight into the fight they go. They managed to bring down one. Nice kill for the Ember. Now surging forward. Miracle, apparently no fear. He is walking towards the Hex, towards the Ravage. They get it off. Where's that follow? Can they bring Miracle down? He's low. He's able to get up the Satanic. Sleight of fisting through, healing back to full health. Surviving for a long time. Another Sleight of Fist. But now they're on the retreat out. Hana trapped up. Kachika Emba's dealing too much damage. He's very, very tanky. They got to slide him down. They cannot engage onto him directly until he's extremely low. He has the Aegis, though, and now they might be able to turn this around, too. Your Prophet, your Death Ward, not quite enough. Ember to survive, barely, though. Because he has the Boots of Travel to get out. He's going to come from the other direction, from the rear. Miracle. Just a one-man wrecking crew living life on the edge. Will drop the Remnant. He'll TP home for a quick heal. And they do blunt the offensive. It costs them dearly. They barely survive. Quadruple buyback, but it gets them a team wipe. Buyback status for the Dire. They've got 2. So that means they'll have Jakiro back up. So the only hero who... Actually, they'll have the whole team if they need it, because your Tidehunter respawns in 10 seconds. This could be an opening for Invasion, where if they hold their buybacks here, they don't blow them, they could just death ball it down mid. First departure got nothing in the tank, and if they manage to kill the Ember or anything else, it could just game fall apart. But hold that thought, because Kachika Emba in a bit of trouble here.
Caught out. Does get the force to get away from this one. There's your buyback on Nature's Prophet. Now it's Invasion. Back and forth we go.
There's no Ravages right now, as far as I'm aware. FCFC, not too much he can do, and Miracle just starts chopping wood on the top lane, looking for that third lane of Rax.
Dire's top tower
To claim it, though, they hang on against the attempted mega creeps. And I think First Departure know that this is just too damn risky with 4 buybacks blown. The only hero who's got is friggin' Lich. And let me tell you, man, Lich buyback is only saving this game in the most clowny of circumstances. If, like, the enemy throne's dying and he can buy back to draw the creeps off his own, that's about it. Or Frost Armor the throne to win a base race, but short of that.
Man, oh man, that
Straight back down mid. They use
second-
4 buybacks. It's hard to resist. They're gonna have double Ravage soon, I think.
yeah, they're pretty close. About 17 seconds
I
out.
think
They'll have both at the
Invasion may
ready.
just say, you know what? This is the time. They blew 4 buybacks. Sure, we could get another Aegis Cheese, but then they may have another 4 buybacks. Let's just go now. AC picked up as well in your Razor.
Here we go. This is the moment. As they
That
push
Razor is
on in.
ungodly tanky though. 41 armor with the Shiva's Guard, with the pipe. It's about as defensive of a Razor build as you see. My God, he's hard to bring down.
How many times have we seen the pipe movement from Leviathan, or not Leviathan, Invasion to move up into the base? They quickly take it out. Now they're
Miracle's going
the
for
Rex.
Megas at the same time, but I don't know if this is a good idea for him. He doesn't want to risk dying.
Radiant's middle
And they're going to push in. Kachikemba stealing more damage. He'll take a second lane of Rex. We might see double Mega creeps, so they try and throw it. Ravage #1 dodged by the Viper. Great BKB timing there. Witch Doctor still hanging back. Where's the look at it go? Miracles claim the Mega creeps nearly. The Dire barracks are all down. They have to go for something big here. They can't just try and back now. The huts are being sieged out. They sit on one Ravage. And I think Invasion just have to keep on beating their head on this front door, as painful as it might be. I don't think there's another way, Dakota. Not now, but they don't even have that much time. Did Miracle leave a remnant in the Dire base? He might even be able to go back in for tier 4s if they're not careful. Don't see one, and it looks like they're going to engage any second now. Oh man, this is tense. Invasion know it. They know that they've committed because they let those Mega creeps drop, and now they'll go in again. They don't have that Razor Axe refresh.
There's no home to go back to. They need to stay, and they need to make a fight.
Where are you going, Invasion?
You have to fight. It's in Megas. You got to go in there. You got to get the job done while you can. And
they know it too, but it's like they want to go in, then all the creeps die to one sleight of fist. Like, oh, maybe we should back. Oh, we can't back. Oh, maybe we should back. Oh, we
can't
can't
wait
back.
2 minutes for a double Ravage either. They need to just go in there and make it happen. Maybe 25 seconds for that death.
Full rush it. They're going to go for it now, but with the Frost Armor, this is not so easy. Slowly working their way in. Can they kill off Miracle? He's BKB'd actually rather early into this engagement. He does still have a Satanic. He's going to zip on out of there. BKBs don't have the longest cooldown now. Everyone should be more or less down to 5. Everyone making a staggered retreat here. Your Nature's Prophet dropping low. Ravage finds Miracle. They're going to hex him up. They get the kill. There's no Miracle for 110 seconds. This could be it. Maybe they can finally break through. Or maybe not. Creeps are banning on the tier 4s. It seems they don't need Miracle anymore. First departure, clinging on for dear life. Perhaps Miracle with his dying breath has granted his team a new lease on life. The creeps beat away on the throne. Where's the defense from Invasion? Mount the wall. Defend ADTR. Defend, good man. He'll try. But this is now truly defense of the ancient. Tower defense at its finest. But there's no towers. There's just a throne that slowly gets whittled down. They'll draw the creeps back. Oh, they're up against it now. Dakota, still they pursue out this damn Kachikemba. 70 seconds without Miracle, but they're just charging in for the throne. Buyback status on the Dire. They got nothing. No buybacks at all. And with that, they might just auto-attack it to death with the Lich. The Lich and the Zeus. In the end, there's only nukers. And it's really all they need. There's a Viper here, but what does it matter? Kachikemba will try to hold the line solo. He'll begin the static link work, and they just blink and slowly poke and just try and dink this damn throne down. I think they're going to pull it off. It's about to drop. We're going to a game 4. G frickin' G.
that was way too close. Way too close.
Well, let's see if I get to connect to game 4. That's the real question now.
Oh my god. Holy moly, just too many moments there. I mean, we didn't really have any time to like stop and just talk about what the hell happened before us. It just kept going back and forth, but there was a moment there, a Miracle, a sliver maybe of life left, and he gets off that satanic sleight of fist, and it looked like he just popped a cheese or something. He was back in at the ready, and
that was a great game.
Wow.
I think they should have just won it cleanly, though. First departure, you go back to that push bottom lane. Remember when they committed the second Ravage to try and kill Miracle?
Yes.
They could have just walked away. Take a lane of Rex, go back, reset, wait for your double Ravage, go take another lane of Rex. That, I wouldn't say it's a throw, but that's where their advantage slipped away. They just got cocky, underestimated Miracle, and not often you'll see an Ember win in a ratty base race style game, but hey, he had enough items that he did kill buildings quickly.
He got it done.
We go to a game 4.
A game that mattered. I mean, it was a elimination game for him, but now they have a new life. They're going to move on to game 4. It's still match point for Invasion, but if first departure take another win, then we go all the way to the back end of this one, and we'll see how it goes. We'll be back in just a moment with our game number 4 here as we proceed on to this well and early morning. Yes.
Yep. Do a little stretching for those who have been watching all these games. It's going to be a long one, but it's going to be a good one.
And that next game will be coming up in just a hot second. Stick around.